So when I pick up the lumens from, actually I get them from Western Wire, which is down the street. They do metal weaving for architectural screens and other industry screens. But I pick them up and they look like this, and they come off the weaving machine and they've just been cut off, and then they just become scrap. So then, after I get those, then they become pot rack, and they're interweaved and TIG welded together. So this is an example of how they look before they're powder coated. It's just the raw mild steel phase, and then they go off and they get powder coated, bright, awesome colors, and this is what they look like when they're done. So that's kind of the life cycle of the pot rack, and then it goes in someone's home and it becomes a sculpture.
Here at Merkled Studios with Kari Merkl. She's going to be showing some of her work at NwModern, and we'd like to ask you a couple questions if that's okay.
Okay, sure.
Alright, question one. What do you think are some of the things that define regional sensibility in art and design?
Well, let's see. I think I can talk about, I'm more familiar with the design aspect and what's going on in Portland, so I can talk about that a little bit. I think there's a lot of interest in sustainability, using regional materials, and a lot of interest in working with other local small businesses and resources to kind of keep everything within the loop of the greater community. I think keep everything inside. I think by nature, Portland has a really DIY culture ingrained in it, and this ability and want to make things happen. So, but I think all of this plays out trend-wise in reuse and repurpose and reclaiming of materials, using local materials, and just working with other local small businesses.
Are there any things that you think have influenced or created these ideas?
Yeah, I think in Portland, we, as being working designers and artists in Portland, we have somewhat of the luxury to enjoy nature a little bit. It's right at our fingertips. And I think because of that, we're able to get out there and we're kind of able to see how our choices would affect our surroundings negatively if we didn't make smarter, more thoughtful choices. I also think that, Portland has there's a greater thoughtfulness surrounding us in regards to the food and just transit and just lifestyle. So I think just by being in Portland that we get influenced by all of that thoughtfulness going on too. Also, I think something that I utilize a lot and I'm really aware of is just industry. There's a lot of industry here. There's a lot of industry in the boat building and shipyards, and we're able to, as designers and as artists, we're lucky enough to be able to use those technologies, tap into those in our creative ways. And luckily, a lot of those businesses are small enough to be open to working with us as well. So, it's all in this really great supported loop, I think.
How do you think your work has been influenced by these ideas?
I'm referencing my cheat sheet. Well, okay, let's see. I personally have, I've been here for 8 years, and I've been able to establish really close relationships with lots of other local businesses that I work with, whether it be where I get my wood, where I get stuff powder coated, where I get stuff laser cut. I think that's definitely an influence. So I don't have to go outside of the Portland area, if even really a 10 or 20 mile radius to really get stuff out. I think I do a lot of collaborations with other designers, architects, and I think that just kind of highlights the local spirit of Portland and just the regional spirit. And also, most directly, how it influences me, any of those trends into my work. In the Merkled pot rack that I make, I use, the parts of it are made out of reused scrap loom ends from a weaving company about a mile down the street from me. So that's one way of an example of how I'm using that in my own work, my own Merkled products.
Great. Well, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts and ideas, and we look forward to seeing your work at NwModern.